friends just made a podcast. Two good friends just made a podcast. Two good friends just made a podcast. It's called Culture Bucket. Two good friends just made a podcast. Two good friends just made a podcast. Two good friends just made a podcast. Culture Bucket, Georgia and Alex.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the World's Universe's favourite podcast where two good great best friends talk all things popular culture. Those two good great best friends being George, me and Alex, co-host and your other host for today. That sounds good. And we're here today to talk to you, to do a special episode talking to you on our 123rd episode about The Summer I Turned Pretty, one of Alex's favourite shows. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. And before we get into it, I'm just going to briefly say to you, can you go and rate and review us, please? Can you tell all your friends about us, listen to us, get in touch with us, tell us what you think of us, and to do all of those things and more, go to our link tree, where the links to our social media pages and everything else are contained, and you can find our link tree in the show notes for this and every episode, and it also contains a link to buy us a coffee if you would like to do that. We'd love it. So, yeah, housekeeping out the way, I think. All good. How are you today, Alex?
I'm great.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent.
I'm good. After we finish recording, I'm going to go and see The Creator, which I'm very excited about.
What's The Creator?
The Creator is a film by Gareth Edwards. I think it's Gareth Edwards. There's another Gareth Evans. I think it's Edwards. Who made Rogue One, the Star Wars movie.
Okay.
And it's an original sci-fi movie about a future world that has been taken over by AI. And
did we watch the trailer for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm seeing that today. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, what's The Summer I Turned Pretty, Alex?
So, The Summer I Turned Pretty is a series adapted from a trilogy of books by Jenny Han called The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's not Summer Without You and We'll Always Have Summer or something.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
The last book is called We'll Always Have Summer or something.
Yeah. And it's a trilogy of books written by Jenny Han. And it's basically the story of a love triangle between a girl, Isabel, called Belly, and two brothers, Jeremiah and Conrad. And it's about how they deal with this love triangle, and it's all about who will Belly get with. But also there's other stuff,
we'll talk about this more later. Sorry to interject, but I was surprised when researching this episode to read a list of big differences between the book and the show.
Yes.
That make it sound as if the book must just only exclusively be about the love triangle.
Yeah.
And nothing else. Because we'll go through the list later, but pretty much every item in the list is this thing from the show isn't in the books. It's like, well, then it's almost a whole new thing, really. It
is, because also like in the shows, the relationship between the mothers is very important, between Laurel and Susanna. Susanna is the boy Jeremiah's and Conrad's mother, and Laurel is Belly's and Stephen's mother, and they're best friends from college, and they spend every summer together in this house in Cousins. In the show, there's also the relationship between Belly and Stephen, who's her brother, and so he's shown a little bit more. It feels like the series is definitely better than the books because there's actually like more variety to the story.
And the books are told entirely from Belly's perspective, I think. So
I think there are some chapters that are on Conrad's.
Maybe, but
some.
Like you don't get the perspective of the parents, and you don't get like it's pretty much just focusing in on Belly.
And the difference between the books and the show, like Laurel, Belly, and Stephen are white, but in the show Laurel is Korean and she's married to an American man. And Belly and Stephen are half Korean and half...
I think I read that in the books it never actually says what the race is or what the ethnicity is of those characters, but on the cover of the book, Belly is depicted as white.
Yeah. because it sold more apparently.
But Jenny Han, I mean, this great thing is that like Jenny Han wrote those books, and Jenny Han is the showrunner and creator for the series, so she's been able to maybe more in a way that she didn't have the power to originally, really make the show be the story that she wants it to be and wants to tell. So because she's made the show, it feels like this is now the definitive version of her story, which is
absolutely.
Which is good. Yeah.
And she's very passionate about it, and I think it shows that her passion for the show and the passion for things that, you know, the music on the show. There is passion behind this, and I think that's why it is liked by many people. And I didn't think I was going to like it, and I love it. So
yeah, how many times have you watched the first series?
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched the second series?
I watched the second series. The first 3 episodes I watched twice, and then the rest of the episode I watched once because I was angry and upset and mourning.
Okay. And so let's go season by season briefly.
Okay.
Season 1
Yeah.
is much more traditionally what you expect from this show based on the setup. We meet Belly, played by Lola Tong, one of her first main acting roles, I think.
Yeah, her first acting role, yeah.
As she arrives, or as she plans, you know, within the first 10 minutes, she's arriving in Cousins for the summer. Yeah. Cousins is on the, like, in kind of Rhode Island type area, like that sort of, like, northeastern American coast town, I think. To live in the summer house for the summer with her mum, Laurel, played by Jackie Chung, and her brother, Stephen, played by Sean Kaufman. And they are going to stay, as you said, with Susanna and her 2 children, Conrad and Jeremiah. Susanna, played by Rachel Blanchard, who British comedy fans will know very well as Nancy from Peep Show.
Wonderful.
Yeah, great to see her turn up in this. And then Christopher Briney plays Conrad, and Gavin Castellano plays Jeremiah. And those are kind of your main characters in the setup of season 1. And you watch them spend the summer together. And a difference, again, I think a difference in the book is that they behave like teenagers behave. They're doing the drugs. They're drinking alcohol, sleeping around, and they're just enjoying their summer. And they work. It's all sort of based around this country club place nearby that I guess some of them have summer jobs working in. And then Susanna, played by Rachel, convinces Belly to participate in the debutante ball, a new addition for the show, not in the book. Which I think is a smart choice because it gives the series, like, I imagine that the book must just sort of be like, and on this day I woke up and I looked at Conrad and I thought, Conrad, you look nice. And then the next day I woke up and I looked at Jeremiah and I was like, Jeremiah looks nice as well. What a decision to make. Whereas the show is given like a structure to it. Yeah. Because it kind of moves through the process of her prepping to be involved in this debutante ball. Debutante balls are stupid, but we'll allow it. We'll allow the debutante ball. Yeah, I think the show kind of knows that they're stupid a little bit. And they do say it like Laurel's Laurel Belly's mum says, you know, this is stupid and part of the patriarchy, and the boys think that it's silly as well. Like, everybody knows it's silly, but just silly. But it's just that it was probably also something for Susanna to see Belly in a white dress, maybe. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit. Well, should we talk about it now? So Belly has arrived for the summer. She's turned pretty. Yeah, as we know, she's very pretty. Yeah, she's very pretty. Previous summer, she was terrible. She was like just terrible. Awful. Yeah, glasses. She was wearing glasses previous summer. Whenever they have them be children, she's wearing glasses. It's very funny. But now she's not, and she's always had a big crush on Conrad. Massive, and everybody knows. Everybody knows that she's got a crush on Conrad. But this summer, maybe Conrad and Jeremiah are going to notice her because suddenly she's no longer just little Belly. She's now pretty Belly. But Conrad is moody, sad, doing drugs, just not engaging with her emotionally.
Mm.
He's brought her a little infinity necklace, there's a flashback where he explains to her what the word infinity means or something, and it's it's beautiful. But he doesn't give her the necklace because he's just so bloody complex, and he's got so many things weighing him down. And then Jeremiah is much more like laid back, laughing, having fun. Not in the book, but in the show, he's like revealed pretty quickly to be bisexual.
Yeah.
Attracted to boys and girls, and he's just enjoying his summer. He's having a great time. He's enjoying his summer, and it's revealed eventually that Susanna, the mum, has got cancer, and she's very sick, and it's terminal, and she's not likely to survive. And
but the kids,
Jeremiah doesn't know this.
No.
Conrad does know this.
Yes,
but nobody
and that's why he's that's why he's sad all summer.
He's so sad all the summer, and nobody else knows that Conrad knows. So, but then at the debutante ball, some beautiful dancing happens.
Yeah.
However, we discover it all comes out in the wash. Susanna's ill.
Yeah.
Jeremiah finds out that Conrad's known for a long time. They have a fight. Then, to be honest, the bit of the show I'm least invested in is who Belly is in with at any given point. But she goes to the ball with Jeremiah.
Yes.
But then Jeremiah has a big brrr and disappears. So then Conrad is like, I'll step in and be your date for the ball. Yes. And then they have a big fight, and then Belly and Conrad commit to each other. They commit. Season 1 ends with Belly and Conrad are committed to each other.
Yeah.
Everyone's very sad because Susanna's ill, but she agrees to attempt some chemotherapy. She's going to have some experimental treatment, and hopefully things will work out.
But the thing is, Jeremiah will not be happy because in the middle of the summer, Jeremiah decides that he likes Belly, and he decides to stop a kiss between Conrad and Belly and kisses her the next day.
You're right. He realises he likes her, and then
just after Conrad tries to kiss her, he realises that he likes her.
Yeah.
What a petulant little shit.
No, pretty reasonable.
Not reasonable at all. Reasonable. Like, everybody knows that Conrad and Belly fancied each other for the longest time.
That doesn't mean he's not got a right to say his own, live his own
but not
truth.
Stop a kiss.
If he wants to stop a kiss. They shouldn't have stopped. They should have just continued.
I know, that's so silly that they stopped. It's
it's not his fault that they stopped. They're children.
He did fire a firework directly at them.
Not directly at them. Past them.
Past them.
So it ends with Belly and Conrad are together. Jeremiah's sad about it. Stephen...
No, Jeremiah's not sad about it yet. Because we find out that Jeremiah's sad in the second season.
Sure, but he is sad about it.
Yeah.
Stephen, throughout the first season, we see him get up with Shayla, played by Minnie Mills, British actress.
Yes.
Very, very attractive young woman. She is at the debutante ball as well. She comes from wealth, and Stephen is... There's a whole subplot. I like Stephen. Stephen's a good character.
Yeah, he's one of my faves.
It's one of your faves. They talk about how his favourite author is Brandon Sanderson, who's my favourite author. They mentioned that in the second season, so I was like... Awesome. I was all excited that Brandon Sanderson got name dropped in this show for young teenagers. And, so Stephen is with Shayla. There's a bit where Belly's best friend is Taylor, played by Rain Spencer, who I think is great.
Yeah.
And in season 1, she's not in it all the way through. She just turns up occasionally. And we learn that she has a big old crush on Stephen. All of this is made up for the show, by the way. None of this is in the book.
Yeah.
Stephen, in the book, they turn up for the summer, and Stephen's like, I'm going to go and look at colleges and tour colleges, bye, and then he's not in it again.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, they made him a character, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor kisses Stephen, causes a load of drama, but in the end, Stephen sticks with Shayla.
Yeah.
And Taylor's upset for her about it. She leaves. And that's kind of the shape of season 1. I really ended up quite enjoying it. You made me watch it because you were like, you should watch it.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got time. I'll watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. And you told me it has loads of Taylor Swift music in it, which we'll talk more about in a bit. But it ended up being a good, fun, enjoyable show. It's, they're young people making bad choices. Yeah. What I appreciate about it pretty quickly is that they are swearing, they're smoking, they're drinking, they're having sex. It's a believable group of young people. It doesn't sort of sugarcoat the way that young people behave. It kind of is honest and real about what life is like for young American teenagers. and as a result, it feels like it has something to say, which I like.
Yeah, and also like that Susanna's gonna die of she's gonna die, and nobody knows, and so there's a lot of stuff happening that you're like, oh, if they knew, they wouldn't be so raucous. So there's an episode which is set on the 4th of July, where it's like Susanna's favorite holiday, and everything goes to shit. And you go, oh no, but that's her favorite holiday, and it's the last holiday, and she wants to be important, and then Belly just gets drunk and
Do you have a favourite episode in the first season?
First season favourite episode. I quite like episode 1 because it's the most like chill.
I quite like that 4th of July episode because it's so
4th of July,
stressful.
yeah. 4th of July episode is quite good. Yeah.
I don't think there's one other character to talk about briefly in season 1, and that is Cam Cameron.
Cam Cameron,
played by David Iacono. Belly's first sort of short relationship early on in the season is with Cam Cameron. But eventually, she realizes that she's not as interested in him as she is in Conrad and potentially Jeremiah. So she very maturely breaks up with him, as opposed to in the book. Apparently, we'll talk about this later, but different in the book.
Okay. Do you want to talk about music now or later?
I was going to talk about it later.
Yeah.
I was going to, should we have a little chat about season 2 first, just in general?
Yes.
So season 2, very, very different.
Very different.
Very different. At the end of season 1, Susanna agrees to try this experimental treatment. Very early in season 2, we discover that didn't work, very sadly. Susanna's passed away between seasons. Rachel Blanchard, very much still part of the show, though. Lots, as this show starts at the beginning of the following summer, but then flashes back over and over again, especially in the first 4 episodes or so, to show the events of the previous year, what has happened in between the 2 summers, which initially I was like, hey, this is called The Summer I Turned Pretty. You're showing me events that happened in like October. This isn't the summer anyway. And I was pretty annoyed about it. But then you think about it, season 1 didn't need to tell you anything about that happened before the summer because you didn't know these characters yet. You were getting to meet them.
Yeah.
Season 2 with, you want to know what's happened in the previous year. Season 1 ends with Belly and Conrad together.
Yes.
Season 2 opens with them no longer together. We got to find out what happened. And what happened was everyone behaved like a big baby. And
everybody well, I don't know. Like, if your mother dies, you're going to be a little bit messed up, aren't you?
Yeah, you're going to be a big baby about it.
Oh, George.
You're going to let some other girl comfort you instead of Belly.
He was having a panic attack.
He was having a panic attack and he was allowing this other girl to comfort him. Who's that girl? We never even know her name.
I think we know her name, but we forgot.
Who cares? Anyway, so season 2. Season 1 is like, here's fun summer times, bit of emotional drama as with the love triangle. But overall, we're having a fun summer. We're loving it. Then we're finding out about cancer and stuff, and we're a bit sad at the end. Yeah. Season 2, everyone's upset, everyone's sad. It's been a terrible time.
Yeah.
Susanna's passed away. And Laurel, poor precious Laurel, Belly's mum, has not handled it well.
No.
Hasn't really spoken to her children about it at all. Has shut down. She's written a book. She's turned the book around pretty quickly, I'll tell you that.
It's Not Summer Without You.
Called It's Not Summer Without You, which is a reference to the second book in the... which is interesting because she's not a novelist in the book, so that book doesn't exist in the book. Yeah. The book is called that rather than... Anyway. And then, and she's upset with Belly. We find out later it's because Belly causes quite the scene at Susanna's funeral. Not really, again, everyone's behaving like a big sad baby in this show. Yeah. And Stephen...
But kids of this age do make everything about themselves, so it's quite realistic.
Yeah. Stephen's happy. Stephen's about to go to somewhere, Princeton or some
Princeton,
school. Thingy's broken up. Shayla's broken up with him. She doesn't really appear again in season 2. No. But he's happy enough. Although he's a little bit upset because he might have started to realise this is the relationship. For me, this show is about Stephen. I'm mostly interested in Stephen and Taylor. Yeah. We found out in the first episode that Taylor now is with this awful guy.
Oh my God!
I'm just going to call him Machine Gun Kelly because I don't remember his name. Okay. She's with Machine Gun Kelly. He's doing a gig. He's singing "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith and telling Taylor that he wrote it for her.
Yeah.
And she's believing him because poor precious Taylor has never heard that song apparently.
Yeah.
But over the course of the season, maybe Stephen's realised that, and behaving similarly. Maybe like if you were very invested in if this love triangle was the focus of the show, maybe it's a similar thing, isn't it? Like Stephen suddenly's decided, now I'm seeing Taylor off with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I want to be with Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't he also doing the thing that you're judging Jeremiah for? But do you judge Stephen for it?
Yeah, but at least, Taylor had like a chance with Machine Gun Kelly. Like at least they tried it off and it didn't work out. Like Conrad and Belly never had the chance.
Well, I said they have had the chance now because by the time season 2 starts, they had a relationship for a good few months.
Yes.
So
Fine.
now it's fair game. So Stephen and Taylor, they danced to Miley Cyrus in one episode.
Yeah.
They're making bongs out of apples, and Stephen and Taylor are the stars of season 2. They're very good in season 2.
Yeah.
Big fan of Stephen and Taylor. They end the season together, I think, right?
Yeah, together, yeah.
And that's all very fun and good, and I really like Sean Kaufman and Rain Spencer.
Yeah.
Good characters, good actors, well done them. The main people have a tougher time of it. Belly is upset and sad.
Yeah.
We sort of ultimately, it comes around to Conrad goes missing from college.
Yeah.
Belly's already broken up with Belly previously due to funeral issues and other things.
Yeah, but they didn't really break up. Like that's but we'll talk about it later.
And Conrad vanishes. Jeremiah's like, oh my god, where's Conrad? Jeremiah's not spoken to Belly all year because he's all upset about the betrayal, the awful betrayal where he took her to a dead ball and then she kissed Conrad at the end of it. Really awful behaviour from Belly.
Fair game. You said it was fair game.
Not at that stage. Now it is.
Oh well, because not at that stage. It's fair game.
So ultimately, Jeremiah and Belly work out that Conrad isn't cousins, so they go there and they discover, oh no, shock of all shocks. Again, all of these characters are new for the show, which makes me think, what is the plot of the book? What is the story of the book?
The book is basically just Belly's love triangle. Yeah, that's the only plot.
Like, what are they doing in between being in a love triangle? Nothing. Apparently.
That's it.
Because again, the main thrust of the plot of this season is Cara Cedric is Julia, Susanna's estranged sister.
Yeah.
Elsie, the wonderful Elsie Fisher, is Skye, cousin to Conrad and Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Elsie Fisher, they are great, and Skye is good. But these two characters don't exist in the book, meaning presumably the whole plot line of the summer house in Cousins being sold isn't in the book.
No, it is.
Oh, it is.
But it's the father is trying to sell it. Like it's different, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's the father involved, not here.
Well, that's that really casts the father in a really bad light.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've got Cara Cedric, who's great. People know her from Brooklyn Nine-Nine as I think she plays Munch. Her character's name might be Munch or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
She's very funny in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, I love her.
And she does a good job in this. She has a tough role. She plays the villain basically. She's trying to sell the summer house. It transpires that she has a fairly good reason for not wanting it.
Yeah.
In as much as it sounds like, as happy as Susanna was, her parents were pretty abusive to Julia. Yeah. But Elsie Fisher's Skye forms a bond with the boys. My favourite episode of season 2 is the one where they go to the arcade and stuff. And
love the game. Yeah,
and do the game day.
Mm-hmm.
And Skye is like, I like Skye as a character, non-binary character, presented very much as like a very introverted, shy person, and they really come out of their shell and open up and connect with all of the characters that we know and love from season 1, and it's nice to see the journey that character goes on. It's a small part of the season, but I really enjoyed it, and I think they were lucky to get Elsie Fisher because Elsie Fisher is a great actor, and they were very good in 8th Grade, the Bo Burnham movie a few years ago, and I hope to see Elsie Fisher in more stuff in the future. And season 2 I was a bit down on as I went through it, but I think maybe it is better than season 1 overall.
I like that it explores also the past. Like there's a lot of flashbacks. So the first 3 episodes is mainly like trying to find Conrad, but also flashbacks to Conrad and Betty's relationship, which seemed actually really lovely.
Yeah.
But deteriorated the more Susanna's health deteriorated. So they seem to have a really nice relationship. Well, after the summer, they decided that they weren't going to be together because Jeremiah was really hurt by them being together. And so they decide to call it off. And then they kind of rebuild a relationship by calling each other. And I thought that was really sweet. It's like really kind of like sweet thing. And then we find out that Conrad went to Jeremiah and asked if it was okay if he got with Belly. But then it's a bit different, isn't it? And they get together and they have a good time. They spend a very important night together at the cousins' beach in the winter, which I thought was the most romantic scene ever, which is lovely. But then because of like miscommunication and of Susanna's health deteriorating, they kind of break up at prom because
Because he's bad at prom.
Well, he just wanted to go home, and he could have just gone
the
home.
Silly little flower thing that they're meant to give.
The corsage. Yeah, so that was kind of nice. The flashbacks and what happened, because it wasn't just episodes, just like little flashbacks. And then them trying to save the house is really cool, and them kind of starting as friends again, Conrad and Belly. But then it all goes wrong when Belly chooses Jeremiah. So I don't.
It's fine when she chooses Jeremiah.
It's not fine.
It is fine. She's open. She's free to choose who she wants. She's tried both.
Yeah. And they have a party in the house, which I think is a really cool party.
Yeah.
Really good music at the party, and everything comes out as, Belly realizes that maybe Conrad hasn't been totally truthful with her. No. And it's kind of realistic in a way that young people don't really talk, like, relationship when you're 16, 17, you're just still a child, and it's kind of like this kind of, it's like you can't communicate with each other, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then in the end, the house doesn't get sold. It gets...
Jeremiah and Conrad somehow. They sell the house. They sell the actual house that they live in properly.
Yeah, they sell their house, and then they only keep the house in cousins. And then it ends with Belly going back, because Belly went through like real bad mental health issues for Susanna's death, and she lost her captaincies as a volleyball coach.
There's a plot line that I didn't have much investment in.
And she wasn't kind of feeling herself, and her grades went down, blah, blah, blah. But the last episode, she's gone back to be the captain of the volleyball team.
Also, as someone who works in education, I would be aware that Belly had lost someone really important in her life. And
nobody's supporting her.
If I got a message from Belly saying, I'm really, really sorry, can I please come and be in the team again and try out, and I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
If my reply was no.
Yeah, that was awful.
I'm bad at my job.
That was really crappy.
Yeah, but I love how that character... It really made me laugh how that character of like the volleyball coach is like this unseen force throughout the entire season. They're constantly like, is the coach going to let you back in the team? And she messages the coach, and the coach. And then the very final episode, they've hired an actress to play the coach, and who has like one line. Who just looks like this normal woman. It's very funny. It just really made me laugh the way that the disparity between like they're talking about the coach all season, and then you meet the coach, and it's just like this normal woman, who's just stood there with a volleyball under her arm, going, "Oh, go on then, Belly, come on."
But that was pretty weird, and nobody knew that her grades were going down because she was upset. That's kind of. But it's like I don't know. I think the second season is better, but in this, I just didn't like the fact that. I don't like the character. Like, I don't really like Jeremiah. The character of Jeremiah, I think, is a bit slimy.
But I don't understand, because it's a love. You keep talking about how it's a love triangle, but then it really annoys you whenever it is a love triangle.
I don't like love triangles. I just want Belly and Corin to be together.
You've chosen to watch this program.
I know. But I just want Belly and Corin to be together.
If it wasn't a love triangle, there'd be no TV show. It would just be two people who liked each other and then they were in a relationship.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
That wouldn't be a show. It wouldn't be a TV show. There's no tension there.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Iconic scenes. When Stephen and Taylor dance party in the USA.
Yeah. That's all we need.
Incredible scene.
Very,
That's
very
all
good
we
scene.
need from the entire. Yeah.
Uh,
And the love scene. I think that love scene between two like 16, 17-year-olds really well portrayed. I think it was just really lovely.
Very nice. I also like the scene. I like the whole episode. You said you didn't like it, where they are sneaking into the country club at night, and
I can't deal with that episode.
I think it's good.
It's Jeremiah, and just Jeremiah talking crap the entire.
Yeah, no,
it's like,
because you get
oh,
so much.
Conrad never liked Belly. Conrad always liked Belly. From season 1, he always liked
Okay,
Belly. You only
calm
liked
down.
her
It
when
is
she
just a
turned
TV
pretty.
You get a lot of really good Stephen and Taylor stuff though in that episode, and see them bond
I
a bit
guess
more.
so,
I like that.
but it's Jeremiah's
remember,
point
they are
of
the
view,
main
which is
characters.
ridiculous.
That's what you. But there's like Stephen and Taylor is barely a love triangle, really. Machine Gun Kelly's there slightly, but that's an actual. That's what you want, is just two people who like each other and then get together. So you should be more invested in the Stephen and Taylor.
I love Stephen and Taylor together. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I want also Conrad and Belly to be together because
Jeremiah's
I think
much better.
Jeremiah
Also, Conrad
is shallow.
Is awful. Conrad sucks.
Conrad is
so
not
much.
awful.
He's
He's not
terrible. He
awful.
just
What are you
wants-
talking
He just
about?
wants everyone to think he's so complex and.
He's sad. He's going through something.
He approaches every problem in his life as if it's as if he's the first person ever to have a problem.
Well, maybe he needs to
He's
go
a
to speak to
big,
someone.
Stupid baby.
Oh my
can't
God.
stand him. As Jeremiah is actually capable of being sad, but also capable of having fun and being able to have both emotions exist within him rather than just be a big baby.
Conrad can be happy when he's happy with Belly. He can be really happy. Oh my God.
It sucks so hard. Yeah, the episode where they do the what do they call it? Game day or something? What do they call it?
Yeah, well, the
Competition.
Which one? In season 2?
Season 2 on the prom.
Yeah, they're doing like the challenges.
Yeah, but
boys
they
against
have
girls.
a specific name for it. I can't remember what it is.
The Broadwalk.
That doesn't matter, it's not-
Boardwalk Games. Boardwalk
Maybe it's
Games.
Boardwalk Games.
Yeah.
It's a great episode, and Cam Cameron makes a grand return in the episode.
Yeah, I love
and
Cam
sort of
Cameron.
sticks around for the rest of the season. Yeah, and forms a really beautiful relationship with Sky. Really connects with Sky, and watching that, I'd like to see more of that in season 3, please.
Yeah.
Which is coming.
Definitely.
Season 3 is happening. This is a very big, huge, successful thing. Massive on TikTok. Lots of people talking about it. So they are going to make a 3rd season.
Yeah, and there's no more writer's strike, so hopefully they can write it for next summer.
I'm sure they can.
Please.
Would you like to hear some BuzzFeed trivia?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got this article on BuzzFeed. 16 behind the scenes facts about the cast of The Summer I Turned Pretty. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. The Summer I Turned Pretty is actually Lola Tong's first professional project. She took a year off from college at the Carnegie Mellon University School of Drama to film the first season. Lovely. Blah 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 blah. Number 2. I don't know. That's wrong. Gavin Castellano, who plays Jeremiah, played the younger version of Damon Salvatore in The Vampire Diaries when he was just 16 years old. And then there's a little photo of 16-year-old.
Baby. Oh, what a baby.
Number 3.
Yeah.
This is exciting. Chris Briney, who plays Conrad, is currently set to play Aaron Samuels in the upcoming film adaptation of Mean Girls, the musical.
Oh.
So he's going to be in the Mean Girls musical. That's cool.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah,
He's also in a film about Dali now. Dali's World.
I think that's meant to be with Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's meant to be any good.
Okay.
But you can watch it and then let me know.
Yep. Okay.
I don't like biographical movies very much.
You suck. Huh?
So let's find out
Daliland. It's for Daliland.
Daliland. And what's the 47% on Rotten Tomatoes? Bit average, I guess. It's on Prime now if you want to watch it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on to my trivia. Let's not get distracted.
Okay.
Elsie Fisher, who plays Sky, uses they them pronouns in real life and worked closely with Jenny Han in developing the role, which is
good.
Yeah, well done. I like that. Good on Jenny Han for being so collaborative with her cast. I like it.
Yes, I think definitely.
Seems good. On Prime, they have these little, I don't know if you watched any of them, but they have these little 5-minute long things that link with each episode where Jenny Han and two of the cast members make like a cake together and talk about the episode.
Yeah, I haven't watched them. I should really.
Yeah, you should watch them. They're nice little things. Jenny Han seems like a perfectly lovely lady, and she's experienced a lot of success, and I'm glad. And keeping on the Jenny Han train, number 5, series creator and author of the blah, 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 Jenny Han makes cameos in both seasons.
Yes.
Alex, what are the cameos?
So in season 1, she's at the debutante ball, taking some like a glass of champagne from the champagne tower.
Yep.
And in season 2, she is in the shop where they try to buy beer.
Yes, well done. Number 6, Rain Spencer, who plays Taylor, said her favourite behind-the-scenes moment from season 2 was filming on the golf course, where apparently the cast had a pillow fight and stole some golf carts.
Nice.
And if the police were called.
Oh.
Number 7, Kyra Sedgwick, who joined the cast as Susanna's half-sister Julia, also had a lot of influence on how her character was developed since Julia wasn't in the books. Lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Sure. Number 8. Lola, Tong, fractured her foot back while filming a scene in the very first episode of the series, and the rumour was that Sean Kaufman, who plays Belly's brother Stephen, was the one who caused the injury. But Lola and Jenny Han confirmed that Sean didn't technically have anything to do with Lola's fall. Apparently. Lola broke her foot, said Jenny, and Chris responded by saying Sean broke it. Jenny continued, the internet gossip was that Sean broke her foot, but the truth is, in the first episode, remember when he's like tossing the muffin back and forth? They were running around the kitchen island. Then Lola slipped, so did Sean break her foot? Was he like the cause of it? Sort of. Number 9, during their downtime on set, Chris and Sean played a lot of chess with each other.
Yes.
Big chess heads. Love it. And also, and number 10, back when the series first released in 2022, you fell for this like a big gullible person. Back when the series first released in 2022, several outlets reported that Jackie Chung, who plays Laurel, was 62 years old. However, Jackie recently took to Instagram and debunked the myth once and for all.
Well, it was on the internet. That was the only information there was. But
there's also the information of looking at her face, and
I know, but Asian people are famous for not aging that much.
Maybe, but she's. I mean, she's not
like Korean skincare is incredible.
She's not 62 though. She's like 20 years younger than that, I think, or something.
Well, she does look 20 years younger, so that's wonderful.
But she looks 20 years younger than an age that she isn't. An age that's 20 years older. Real age. You're right, she does.
Oh, shut up.
Anyway, number 11. Lola and Jenny are both Taylor Swift fans and even attended the Eras tour together.
I know.
They got to sit in front of Taylor when she sang False God, which appeared in season 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah, the scene where they nearly kiss.
And when Jenny was writing the books, she listened to Fearless a lot.
Yes.
Which I guess influenced the show as well.
Yes.
This one is just like a kind of like one. But Lola, Sean and David, who play Cam Cameron, all went to the same high school, LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts in New York City. So,
yes.
A bunch of young actors in a thing all went to a school for young actors together. So that's yeah. Lola, Gavin and Chris all have recorded parts for their respective characters in the audiobooks.
Yes.
That's interesting. I like that. In season number 14, in season 2, episode 5, for the scene where Stephen takes a bite out of the apple bong, Sean actually had to take giant bites out of 5 different apples. Must have been tough. Number 15, Lola and Jackie both sing and have been known to break out into song on set. Lola said a few times they even sang The Sound of Music together. Isn't that gorgeous?
She's got a very good voice. If you go on YouTube and check out her singing Funeral by Phoebe Bridgers, incredible.
I will go and look that. Final fact, finally, when asked what brother they're rooting for, Elsie and David, whoever those people are Team Conrad. I think this is in the behind the scenes thing on Prime. Rain and Kyra are Team Jeremiah, while Lola is Team Belly. What does that mean?
Yeah, that whatever Belly chooses.
Yeah, well, everyone should be. Shouldn't we all be Team Belly then? Surely.
Yeah.
True. Chris said that his girlfriend even is Team Jeremiah.
Oh.
Who's Chris? Does Chris play
Conrad?
Conrad. Wow. Well, okay. Well, what an exciting set of facts that was.
Yes.
So, what else to talk about? The music.
I think music are definitely like incredibly curated in this season.
A lot of Taylor Swift.
a lot of Taylor Swifts, which only seem to play for when Corrida and Belly are together.
Mm-hmm.
But there is one song in season 2 which is Delicate, and so everybody went crazy because like what? And then the last episodes of season 2, last song that we hear is Exile by Taylor Swift with Bon Iver, which I thought it was incredible to use that song in that moment. Because she, like in the song, says, I gave you so many signs. And he says, I never had any signs. And it's kind of like quite perfect.
Yeah.
Very clever. And I think Jenny Han, in this sense, is very clever with their music. So she plays, in season 2, she plays Deja Vu during a scene, Olivia Rodrigo's Deja Vu, during a scene where Conrad and Belly go to cousins by themselves for Christmas, well, after Christmas or before Christmas. And when she goes to cousins with Jeremiah, she plays that song. It's like, do you get deja vu when she's with you? You know, interesting kind of use of the songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
There's a very good use of the song Funeral by Phoebe Bridgers at the saddest point in season 1 to really just twist the knife.
Yes.
Yeah, that song is brutally sad just on its own, and then that scene is brutally sad on its own, and they put them together, and it's just poor.
Yes.
I think the most well-represented artist, though, after Taylor Swift is maybe Tyler, the Creator. There's quite a lot of Tyler, the Creator, especially in... I felt like in scenes involving Stephen, but I might be wrong.
Yes. Also in season 1, there's Tyler, the Creator song when Belly and Jeremiah kiss. Are we still friends?
Are we still friends? Yeah, which is a very good song.
Yes.
So I liked that. But there's like Billie Eilish is in there. They use Happier Than Ever, which is a great song. The Weeknd is in there a little bit. We've talked enough about him recently. Dua Lipa gets a look in. Miley Cyrus, obviously, that iconic Behind the UCC scene. There's a handful of Frank Ocean tracks, including Super Rich Kids, which makes sense because some of the kids are super rich kids. And then, a bunch of other stuff. Even some older stuff like Mr. Blue Sky by ELO's in there. Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag is in there at one point.
Yes.
Smashing Pumpkins. Like, there's a real range of stuff. Like, it's really... but then, like, some stuff that's so new and so current and relevant that I don't even know what it is, so can't name it. But, like, it's pretty good. Pretty well-curated soundtrack.
A song by Desiree that was written for Romeo plus Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann song during the love scene. I'm Kissing You. I think that's perfect for that scene. It's just a very good curated soundtrack which will get anyone that likes this music, and perfect for the series.
Absolutely.
I think not many series have such a good like Easter egg, I don't know, such a good soundtrack relatable to so many people.
I agree. Yeah, it's great.
And I think that's what sold me the show at the beginning. Like, yes, love triangle, whatever, but I think that's what sold me the show. Also, like, lots of references to other shows that I watched, like Gilmore Girls, Dawson's Creek, references to shows that I have watched when I was a teenager, and probably Jenny Han watched when she was a teenager.
Yeah, definitely. So there's going to be a season 3.
Definitely.
Presumably based on the last book, which is called We'll Always Have Summer, I think.
Yeah, I think what they said is they didn't say third and last season. They said season 3. So there's a possibility that the last book is going to be in 2 seasons, maybe.
Is the last book like a bigger book or anything?
No, it's just, I don't think it's just really following the book as much.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that next. So do you have any predictions, therefore? Because season 2 ends with Belly and Jeremiah are together. Conrad's a big sad baby. Susanna's still not... Yeah, Susanna's dead.
Yeah.
Laurel is potentially with the guy we haven't talked about, Cleveland, played by Alfredo Narciso.
Yeah. I really like him as well.
Yeah, he's good. He's a small role, but I like him. He does well. Stephen and Taylor are together.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in season 3? What's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. Do you want a spoiler from the book?
No, I don't want to spoil it. Well,
No, because the only thing I know, I just heard spoilers from the book.
Why are you spoiling yourself with a book?
I know, but I didn't do it on purpose. But I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I feel like Belly and Jeremiah will realize they're not meant to be together because together because they're silly.
Okay.
Sometimes friendships don't work out as
Yeah,
relationships,
yeah,
not
yeah,
all.
I get it.
And they'll live their life. She's probably going to go to Finch with university with him, so there's going to probably be something to do with their university life together.
Cool.
And somehow she's going to get back with Conrad.
Okay. I like it.
I've got a theory that maybe like Jeremiah is going to find out that Belly and Conrad have slept together, and maybe that's going to be something that breaks them, because I think it's going to be weird, like fine kissing my brother, but actually sleeping with my brother, bit weird.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. What do you think?
I have no idea. I think it's just going to be Belly and Jeremiah at college, having fun, enjoying each other, and then the season ends, and they're still together.
What? Do you think like Jeremiah and Belly are like the end game?
Yeah.
No. No. No, because if you look at the last scene in the motel room, like how Jeremiah is in the dark and Conrad is in the light.
Yeah. But Jeremiah is good and Conrad is a big baby. So.
Oh my God! You can't deal with the fact that Conrad is like suffering because his mother is dying.
So they're brothers. Jeremiah is as well.
People deal with like mourn in different ways.
Yeah, they do mourn in different ways, and they respect their loved ones in different ways as well. So let's finish. Well, my last thing to talk about is I've got this list from popbuzz.com. 25 major differences between the Summer I Turned Pretty show and the books, and it really does make you realise how much work Jenny Han has put into this show, because it's pretty different. So we've got, number one, the books are just from Belly's perspective.
Okay.
The first, The Summer I Turned Pretty, is told completely from Belly's perspective. The second book is told solely from Belly and Jeremiah's perspectives. And the last book is told from Belly and Conrad's perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess Belly and so I guess like the second book is like Belly and Jeremiah's book, and then Belly and Conrad will be the third book.
Yeah,
would be my guess from that. What a pity. So, but the series flashes out like so many other characters. Number two, there is much less drinking in the books.
Oh.
As a whole, the books are aimed at a younger audience than the series. First book came out in 2009, so it's much tamer. So iconic scenes like Belly getting drunk on cocktails at the 4th of July are completely unique to the show.
Oh, I love that when she gets drunk.
Also, number three, there's much less kissing in the books.
Oh, kiss more.
The book is
Kissing
much more PG
good.
when it comes to kissing. Belly kisses Jeremiah in a flashback in the book, but it's during a game, and the steamy pool kiss doesn't even happen. Meanwhile, she makes out with Cam much sooner and much more in the series than in the book.
Okay.
Belly much more a modern woman, I think, in the series.
Yeah,
making
she
her own
sounds
choices
better.
And owning who she is. Number four, Belly doesn't lose her virginity in the books.
Oh.
Yeah, and seeing the iconic scene in season 2, episode 2, where Belly says, I want it to be with you, doesn't happen in the books.
Well, I think
again,
it would be terrible if it didn't happen.
Number 5, Jeremiah isn't queer in the books. Jeremiah is just portrayed as straight, heterosexual, whereas in the books it's good to have representation and diversity, and
definitely.
it's an easy change to make to that character that just makes it feel a bit more realistic and gives people a bit more representation.
Yeah, because he seems to be like a really loving human being.
Yeah, it matches his character actually completely, so it makes sense to
Yeah.
So good on that. Number 6, the debutante ball isn't in the books, which we talked about. Jenny Han added it to the show to bring a rite of passage, like a ceremony rite of passage of growing up to life, to really see what was that visualised. I think she added it to the show so that it had a story, so there was something to happen in the series.
Yeah, and also definitely. I think it made sense in the series.
So this one surprised me the most. Taylor only appears in flashbacks in the books.
Crazy.
Taylor and Belly.
She's so important.
Yeah. Taylor and Belly may be besties in the series, but in the books it's implied that they've fallen out, and she's only referenced in flashbacks where she flirts with Conrad, despite knowing how Belly really feels about him. While Taylor and Belly do butt heads in the series, they resolve their issues and remain besties. the scenes of Taylor and Stephen following Belly to cousins in season 2 are completely unique to the show. That is
Without
wild.
Belly and Steve, without Taylor and Steven, season 2 would have been just sad.
On that note, number 8, Jeremiah hates Taylor in the books.
Oh.
Jeremiah makes very clear that he doesn't care for Taylor in the books, and they often argue in the flashbacks. By contrast, in the show, Taylor is Jeremiah's number 1 cheerleader, and she actually roots for Belly to end up with him. Number 9, Aunt Julia isn't in the books. It's not Summer Without You does see Conrad attempt to stop the cousin's house being sold. However, Aunt Julia doesn't exist, and she isn't the one responsible for trying to sell it. It's just Conrad and Jeremiah's dad. So the show amps up the drama, so that's good. And in line with that, number 10, Sky is a brand new character written just for season 2. Following the season 2 premiere, Elsie Fisher took to Instagram to write, "Thank you so much to everyone on the cast and crew for making me not only feel welcome but part of the family. Really such an indescribable pleasure to know these folks and an even greater one to work with them. I hope you all like Sky once you meet them." What a lovely note. Yeah, I like that. I like both of those characters. I think they're good additions for the show. You told me that some fans weren't keen.
Yeah, some fans were not keen at all, which I think is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 11, Belly has more female friends in the show. This adds up with what we've been saying. The books are so focused on Belly's relationships with Conrad and Jeremiah that there isn't as much scope for her ongoing friendships with girls. By contrast, the show puts a friendship with Taylor front and centre. On top of that, from Nicole to Shayla, Belly also grows close with many of the girls she meets at the country club.
Yeah.
So yeah, the books are just exclusively about the love triangle and nothing else. Conrad doesn't have panic attacks in the first book. The book is from because the book's entirely from Belly's perspective, so we don't see that. Yeah, it's like a twist at the end, almost a surprise at the end when Conrad opens up to Belly and we learn that stuff. Whereas in the show we get to see it sort of as it goes, which makes more sense. Number 13, Cam breaks up with Belly in the books rather than the other way around, because Cam can tell that she's in love with someone else, so he breaks up with her. Whereas in the show, she makes that owns that realization herself and grows and leaves him, breaks up with him. Number 14.
She sounds like a much better person in the series.
Yeah. Number 14, Laurel isn't an author in the book, so there's none of that. Number 15, Laurel's novel about Susanna, therefore obviously isn't in the book. But yeah. Number 16, Cleveland isn't in the books. The author that Laurel ends up sort of hooking up with and getting together with isn't a character in the books. Oh. Because it's all about Belly, right? So Laurel's love life isn't looked at or explored at all. Again, in the books, number 17, Stephen leaves cousins. Stephen isn't really there in the first book, whereas he sticks around in the show, and the show is better for it. Conrad doesn't smoke pot in the books, just cigarettes.
Oh.
The show changes that up for whatever reason. Number 19, Belly doesn't find Conrad's necklace in the first book. Belly finding the necklace in the series is pretty key to her realising that her love for Conrad is requited. However, it isn't until the second book that Belly finds it. Wow. Oh my god. Number 20, Belly and Conrad don't get together in the first book. What's that about?
What?
On that note, we don't get the romantic scene on the beach in the Summer I Turned Pretty book. Belly may realise that she wants to be with Conrad, but they never act on it. The whole scene with Conrad saying, "I do want you," and then kissing Belly on the beach as this love plays is a TV exclusive.
Wow.
It's the whole... What's the book then?
Maybe we should read the book and find out.
Number 21, Susanna doesn't paint the boys in the book. Number 22, the show is more diverse, which, that adds up. We've talked about that, and that is all for the better. The show explores racism. The book doesn't. Nicole calls out the country club for pretending to be woke, and Stephen experiences racism. Oh yeah, there is that one. Yeah, that's not a very nice scene where he's working in that exclusive poker game.
Yeah.
Jenny Han cameos in the show. We've talked about that. And that's not a difference from the book. Jenny Han can't cameo in she can't write a scene in the book where she's like, and standing at the back of the room was me picking up some champagne. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, moving on quickly. That's not a difference from the book. That's just come on. And number 25. Oh, Susanna doesn't change her mind and get the treatment in the book. She that's not a thing. Making it a bit clearer, I guess, at the end of the book that Susanna is going to pass away, whereas in the show it's more ambiguous until, obviously, it doesn't work out. So there we go. Some big difference. So that makes the book to my ears sound just like it's not really very much of anything. It must be quite a short book, really focused on that relationship between those three.
Yeah.
And that's it. So they've really expanded in a big way.
Yeah, which is wonderful because, you know, like there's a lot of stuff in the series. Like it's not just bellies, there's also the mothers, the relationship between the mothers and their friendship, and you know, the family drama and loss. There's a lot to in the series, I think is great. And like Belly and Taylor have got a great relationship. Yeah.
Cool. Well, do you have anything else you want to talk about with The Summer I Turned Pretty?
I think no.
Well, we've covered a lot.
Well, we said it's got 13 Taylor Swift songs because 13 is Taylor Swift's favorite number.
Love it.
Yes, and I think she released a song, Taylor's version, just for this.
Delicate is unreleased as of yet, and I think there might be one or two others as well.
Yeah, which she released just for.
Because isn't
this Love? Yes, she released 2 1989 songs just for this, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Well done, everyone involved in the making of The Summer I Turned Pretty. You've made a good teen drama. I like it.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
And I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you watched it and enjoyed it.
I will continue to watch it. But I like stuff like that. I like Gilmore Girls a lot. I can watch. Good stuff. So next week we will be doing our usual Coach Catch Up. Yes. And I'll let you know what the creator is like.
Yes, thank you very much. Looking forward to that.
A couple of things coming out. I can't remember quite what. Oh, the Exorcist Believer is out next week.
Oh, so definitely going to watch that.
I'll have thoughts on that for you. I think it's going to be bad, but we'll see. And then that'll be episode 124, and we look forward to having you with us for that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.